Let's do it, guys. It's Morphin time.
Have a nice trip.
What's the birdie?
Bye-bye. Gotta love it.
Taking over the world is one thing. Finding good help to run it for you, that's the killer.
The Jenny. Eight-ball, corner pocket. Man, you're ugly. Sensitive, too. Let's do it.
It's the Zords. Yeah, Zord Schmore, they'll crush them like roaches.
Ninja Zords. Rockets away. Pay attention now. Here it comes.
Well, Mighty Morphin Power Rangers it is. Why not? The 2025 draft couldn't be any worse, so I decided to put Power Rangers in instead. So I decided to review Mighty Morphin Power Rangers, and I will do that right after this. The movie. Power Rangers, the movie. Not the show. Right after this.
When even Megazord isn't powerful enough, the Mighty Morphin Power Rangers summon Dragon Zord and Titanus, the motorized carrier Zord. They morph with Megazord to form the ultimate battle machine, Ultra Zord.
Say, who's watching where we're going?
Huh? Not me, I'm not.
Uh-oh.
Mighty Morphin Power Rangers, too hot to handle.
Well, I hope this commercial brought you back for when these Mighty Morphin Power Ranger toys came out. Everybody liked them. Everybody, except Chip, had them. My parents didn't buy me any Mighty Morphin Power Rangers toys because they thought it was just a fad, and it kind of was. I watched the first season of Mighty Morphin Power Rangers. I would like to comment below on what age you stopped watching it, because I'm very curious because I lasted one season. So I'm sure you're asking, why did I review the movie when it came out in 1995 and I didn't watch it anymore? Well, somebody's grandmother bought him the VHS when he outgrew Power Rangers, so I watched it because she gave it to me. So I figured, why not review this movie? It might be fun. So, hey, why the heck not? So yeah, so Mighty Morphin, the Power Rangers movie, came out in the wonderful year of 1995, and it had to compete with Toy Story, Apollo 13. Um, I'm trying to think what else came out that year. Oh, Casino. So there were some very good movies that came out that year. And yes, Power Rangers mixed right in with that fold. I forgot a big one, Batman Forever. So yes, that one got a lot of mixed feelings. So this movie here, Mighty Morphin Power Rangers, the movie. Some of the original cast did not make it for the movie. Amy Jo Johnson is back as the Pink Ranger. The very boring and nonsense leader Tommy has returned as the wonderful White Ranger. He is, of course, the Pink Ranger is played by Amy Jo Johnson. I'm trying to find the Pink Ranger's name. Kimberly, that's it. Okay, I remember Kimberly. And Tommy he has a three-part name. Forgive me, they're not famous. That's not my fault. Oh, the late Jason David Frank. Sorry, Jason Boring Frank is the actor's name. And then the Yellow Ranger is, I believe her name is Asha. She's played by Karen Ashley. Johnny Young Bosch is Adam, the Black Ranger. I'm going to get these mixed up so bad. And Steve Cardenas is Rocky the Red Ranger. Okay, Rocky Red. I guess that makes sense. And David Yost is, of course, Billy the Blue Ranger. And then we have the wonderful Zordon, who is pretty much just a head in a. Oh, it's in an egg? Okay. Zordon looks like an egg, and pretty much it looks like a giant colon bag. Sorry. A tube. He's in a giant tube. And then we have Alpha, the robot that says ay 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 ay. So, and in this movie, Ivan Ooze pretty much turns him into scrap metal in the first 2 seconds because he's not exactly a threat to anybody. So obviously, Ivan Ooze, as I gave away, is the villain in this movie. Um, so Zordon is played by Nicholas Bell. Ivan Ooze, the villain, is played by Paul Freeman. He was the villain in Indiana Jones in the Last Cru in the Raiders of the Lost Ark. I'm sorry. So he's somewhat of a big name. Well, decent big name. He's worked with Steven Spielberg before. So now this was directed by somebody I never heard of, Brian Spicer. He also, I believe, wrote this movie as well. Yes, he did. Okay. And then we also have Bulk and Skull, who are also in this movie as well. They are part of the original cast. So let's see. So we also have Rita Repulsa, who's in this movie as one of the villains, and Lord Zed. They're not the main villains in this. I'm not going to tell you why. It's actually, believe it or not, as much as I might make little shots at this movie, that was actually really funny. And some of Ivan Ooze, in my opinion, is the savior of this movie. He makes it incredibly interesting. So, Lord Zed is played by something Ginther, Mark Ginther. Julia Cortez is Rita Repulsa. Again, they're not famous, so I apologize. I don't know their names by heart. And let's see. And Bulk and Skull are played by Paul Schreier as Bulk and Jason Narvey is Skull. So the whole thing to this movie is everybody was skydiving. All the Power Rangers were the Red Ranger, the Black Ranger, the Yellow Ranger. You get the point. And somehow Bulk and Skull wanted to join them for whatever reason. So you can probably guess how this is going to go. The Power Rangers, of course, skydive. Tommy, of course, gets the bullseye. You could have never predicted that. And then, of course, Bulk and Skull, um, they decided to jump as the plane was running out of fuel. So, of course, they skydive and they go onto this construction site and they pretend to be the big bosses. And, of course, the construction people just laugh at them. And then they find this giant sewer looking thing. And that is where I believe the Ivan Ooze egg is, where Zordon is trapping him. And of course, what happens? The egg hatches. Here comes here comes Ivan Ooze. So that is how Ivan Ooze comes into this movie, pretty much right off the bat. So he is obviously the alpha villain. So he kind of kicks Rita Repulsa and Lord Zed to the curb. He invades the. Do they call that the power center where Zordon and Alpha is? He pretty much shocks Alpha, just shoves him out of the way. It isn't a big deal. And then he takes Zordon out of the colon bag and is pretty much leaving him to die. So, in order to get this power back, the Power Rangers have to go to another planet, and that's how they meet this Dulcia um, being at this planet, played by Gabrielle Fitzpatrick. Apparently, she was in the show Lost. So, they have to go to this planet to get this power, and they can save Zordon, take care of Ivan Ooze. Everybody's happy, and the city is back. So I will show the first clip of the giant sewer where Ivan Ooze is. And this is 20th Century Fox, so they aren't my friends.
hate BWP. Okay, take it up!
Well, this is the egg here, and it's as you can see, it's clamped with a giant hand. So, Mr. Genius construction guy will we'll name him Duke. So we'll just name this construction guy Duke. So he decides to touch the egg, and he gets zapped. Well, and obviously this is causing a humongous problem because we have the little robot already in a complete frenzy over at the, I guess it's called the power center, and Zordon's colon bag is in danger of becoming popped. So we get to see Alpha run into his little frenzies and panic attacks, and the wonderful Power Rangers, the Goody Two Shoe group, will calm him down. So we will show that clip in just a second.
Alpha, what's going on?
A massive surge of evil energy is overloading our sensors. Ay, 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 ay.
Is in grave danger.
Danger from what?
6,000 years ago, a morphological being known as Ivan Ooze ruled the world with a reign of unparalleled terror.
Where our little pal Alpha here is really quite in a frenzy. So the Power Rangers get zapped down, Star Trek style, and except they're in pretty bright colors. And they go into this little power center, and then Zordon from his colon bag explains the problem that Ivan Ooze, his egg is out. He's not quite hatched yet. So I will show you how that happens in just a second. So pretty much Zordon is just warning them that a huge, powerful being named Ivan Ooze is is almost loose. Not quite, but he is getting there. So it's right now. It's just a little warning. So let's find out what happens. I'm sure the egg won't hatch. So well, let's find out.
What? You spent 2,000 years looking for a tub of snot?
Ooh.
Well, here's the egg here. So now there were a little minor jokes before this. Somebody mentioned it being a big omelet. So obviously, Lord Zed seems to zap a couple of the cops that were guarding it, and then they hatched the egg, and then Rita pretty much stuck her hand in there in the ooze, and pretty much said that all this for 6,000 years for a pile of snot. Well, we all think it's gross, but if you watch Report of the Week's channel, this is something he might want to review. His fast food probably tastes worse than this ooze that Rita just touched. So Ivan Ooze comes out. He's a little stiff after being in a little bit of a let's just say a 6,000 year nap. So he is now happy to be let loose. So so now the Power Rangers are already facing their first test with fighting a bunch of purple people. So we get to see them morph already into this movie. So I will show that clip in just a second. Well, there were too many of them, so they had to morph, and boy, did they take a long time to do that. You know, when they were busy doing these, when they were getting their plastic coins with these prehistoric figures on them, those purple guys could have pretty much had their way and just pretty much beat them up when they were getting ready to do this. Morphing takes a long time. So it's kind of like having that old dial-up internet. So so they did end up morphing, and they went away. They were buying time for Ivan Ooze to go to the, I guess it's called the command center. Well, I'm going to keep calling it the power center. It just sounds better. So apparently Ivan Ooze is on his way there. Well, apparently he can't get in without a power coin. So we will show that clip in just a second to see how he gets in or if he gets in. So I will show you that in just a second.
Well, almost nobody.
Well, Ivan Ooze got in. I can't tell if this is ooze or if this is Arby's pre-prepared liquid meat. Either way, I guess it is the same thing. So Ivan Ooze is in, and I do like his little lines when he is destroying the command center or power center. So I do want to show that clip where he is pretty much taking Zordon out of his trapping colon bag. So I will show that in just a second.
The Black Plague! The Spanish Inquisition! The Plague Country Union!
Trying to remember where we left. Well, I guess this last part here where he said the Brady Bunch reunion. I guess they apparently they dubbed that in, but the stuff he said was kind of funny before that. The Black Plague and the Black Plague and the Spanish Inquisition. I didn't think they would throw those into this movie that is mostly a kids movie. So they did stick in some minor adult jokes in here. So now Generation Boring will not appreciate that, or if you have a hardcover comic book of this, you will not like that joke either. One, you won't understand it, and two, you won't find it funny. So, so this part here was pretty amusing. He is just trashing this little power or command center, and he did zap Alpha as well. So now the Goody Park Rangers get to come back and see, yes, and see the door just full of this pre-prepared Arby's meat on the wonderful doors of the command center. And then they do find Zordon as well. So I will show that clip in just a second.
I can't believe it. Oh no.
Zordon!
What's happening to him?
Outside of his time warp. He's dying. He needs power.
Well, here's the pre-prepared Arby's meat on the door, aka the ooze. They just made it purple just to make it look better. So Amy Jo Johnson, Kimberly the Pink Ranger, has an unnecessary scream that she really didn't have to do. They obviously walk in, and the whole place is a disaster. This is a perfect site for a Bob Vila home repair show. The guy who doesn't know anything about home improvements but asks a lot of questions. And if you want to see a Bob Vila rip-on show, watch VG Bust. They're really good at it. So yes, so then of course then the stupid question, Amy Jo Johnson has another one. So the scream wasn't a doozy enough, but then she said, "What happened here?" What do you think happened there, Amy? I hope she didn't write these lines in herself because now I can see why she wasn't in a whole lot of stuff. So I mean that in the nicest way possible. So now they see Zordon wrapped up in this. It looks like a. I mean, first of all, it looks like he worked at a Ford plant and just dropped dead. But he's also bald, so he looks like a very sick Mr. Clean. And it looks like he's wrapped up in a sweater that he just got from his least favorite aunt on Christmas. So, but Zordon is not dead. So, but he's not in real good shape either. So now it's up to the Power Rangers to save them. And if I can quote my brother, I wish they would just leave Zordon to die. His words, not mine. So I will now show the next clip where they're on some other planet. I'm trying to remember the name, but yeah, watch out. If you like Mama Khan, you're not going to like the outfit that Dulcia is wearing because she isn't wearing much. So if you have nightmares about Ric Flair, Ric Flair, which is he was in this movie now, you will not like this scene coming up. So we get to meet her. So I will show that clip in just a second. Well, here is the other planet that they're on. It honestly just looks like England. So there's these little flying things attacking them. So they explain to Dulcia who they are. Then she recognizes the name Zordons. So then she realizes that they're good. So they're there to find the power. So they see all these skeletons. So people have tried to get it before and are just pretty much ripped to shreds. So Dulcia is going to try to get them that power. And the one question I had is, did you notice that Zordon's head did not look like a giant blubbery egg anymore? So it looks like a normal sick Mr. Clean now. So please comment on that. Why this was. Maybe those of you who read the hardcover comic book can help us out. So now Ivan Ooze, who is dressed up like a really old looking wizard, a maybe a Harry Potter type of character, which was brought to my attention, is now giving away this ooze. So he obviously went to the local Arby's and pretty much got all of it. So he's giving it to children for free. So he's obviously giving this away. He's gonna, and then the parents open it, and then they turn into pretty much zombies. So now Ivan Ooze is going. This is his way of taking over the town. So I will show that clip in just a second.
Oh, you just can't lose when you've got your own supply of Ivan's ooze.
What are we supposed to do with it?
Show it to your parents. Show it to your friends. When you've got your ooze, the fun never ends.
This is kind of gross.
You may have heard the phrase that looks can be deceiving. I'm sure that when you've
I'm trying to. Well, here we go. So he's giving away free ooze. Apparently, the slime stuff came back. So I guess kids actually do play with slime now. So, and like I said, it came back. Remember, Ninja Turtles had it, Ghostbusters had it. And then we also had random slime in those little machines that had the quarters. So, yeah, so ooze has always sort of been around. Now, this one is free. It looks like it comes in a nice jar. It's a nice little collector's item. But when the parents open it, they pretty much turn into zombies. So that's, like I said, that will be his way of sort of taking over. This is a children's movie, so there's no real killing going on here. So I know you're probably wondering what happened to Rita Repulsa and Lord Zed. Well, they're taking a little vacation, so I will show what Ivan Ooze does with those two characters in just a second.
finally someone shut her up. Your feebleness is staggering. I think circumstances force us to choose a new leader. And I pick me. It's taking over. No one double crosses Lord Zed again.
It's getting so you can't trust anyone in this galaxy.
Oh, I love snow globes.
This part here I thought was pretty cool. So Ivan is taking over, so he put some ooze on Rita Repulsa's mouth. So yeah, she's got a mouthful of ooze. That was funny number one. Funny number two was putting her in a snow globe and then putting Lord Boring also in a snow globe as well, and then he shook it. So yes, I am a huge fan of Ivan Ooze. So he got rid of those two clowns and he kept the two flunkies on board. One of them is a pig, and the other one is I don't know. It looks like an ape dressed up in a gold suit. So something that looks like it's from the Philippines. So so now I will. So now the Power Rangers actually got their power back on that stupid planet, and now they are going back to the town of Angel Grove. And let's see how angel like it is when they get back. I will show that clip in just a second.
The boys are back in town. Long live
I have a guest. Stimpy wants to join in because I guess he wants to see Angel Grove get blasted by insects. So Ivan Ooze is just having a blast as the Power Rangers are still on a different planet that looks like Scotland. So now I will only show one more clip, and it's the Power Rangers making stupid jokes as they are trying to bring Angel Grove back from, I guess, destruction. And also, they have to save the parents that are stunned by ooze. And I guess they are all kind of zombies now, and they are meeting their doom. So now it is up to the Power Park Rangers to save them. So I will show the final clip in just a second.
Alright, Ranger. I'm over the east quadrant. My sensors are picking up a disturbance. I'm going in. Somebody call for an exterminator? I've got a lock. Rockets away.
All right, here's the final scene here, and I know that somebody expected me to bash Tommy a lot, but I didn't really show a whole lot with the Power Rangers. But yeah, Tommy always drove me nuts, even when I watched the show. When I did like it in 1993, I just I always found some of the other co-stars to be kind of amusing. Bulk and Skull made me laugh. Um, and then in the TV show, they had the Ernie guy that ran the cafeteria. He was pretty cool, but they got rid of him in season two. So in this movie, like I said, this is the final scene I'm going to show. I'm not going to tell you what happens to Zordon because you're going to have to find that out for yourself if you want to watch this movie. It is a kids movie, or it's a very fine line of being a family movie. If you're that is a boy, I would love to answer that question. Why is this parental? I don't know why this is parental guidance, because if my parents had to take me to see this, I don't know which one of them would draw the short straws. I honestly can't answer why it's PG. Possibly because maybe because of the fact that Ivan Ooze is going to kill their parents. That might be one. That's the only thing I can think of. Um, Maybe some of the little jokes about the Spanish Inquisition and the Black Plague might be adult humor. I don't have an answer for that. I honestly don't know why it gets a PG rating. Stimpy? Stimpy is still I guess he's sitting through the review here. He did not want to visit me when I watched this morning because honestly, as much as I'm sort of saying this is a family movie, this really was better than the 2025 NFL Draft. I would rather watch Ivan Ooze than hear Mel Kiper complain about Shador Sanders. You can watch that on my short. So, anyways, Power Rangers. Um, there were some enjoyable parts to this movie, as much as somebody was probably expecting me to just rip it apart. That's not really the case. Ivan Ooze was funny. I did enjoy seeing Alpha get zapped and also Alpha panic throughout this whole entire movie. And Zordon was pretty much a corpse throughout the whole thing instead of doing his stupid Power Ranger lectures throughout the whole thing, which I was expecting. And like I said, I watched this movie back in, I think it was 1997, where I actually got it on VHS. I really did it just to please my grandma because I think she lost it or she thought I was still in the Power Rangers, which I was not. So if I had to grade this movie, I do have to grade it as this is a kids movie. This is what it is. So I will give it a C plus. So I will recommend it to those who still watch Mighty Morphin Power Rangers. There is that group out there that still do that, believe it or not, are my age. Am I one of them? No. So I will recommend it to them. Possibly kids will still enjoy this. Me and my brother watched it, and I'm not going to say what happens to Zordon, but let's just say my sibling threw a fit at the very end of this movie, and he actually threw his stuffed animal against the wall and was yelling at Tommy more than me. He did it for both of us. So Tommy got ripped apart. I think his stuffed animal lost an eye. It was more amusing than the movie seeing him throw a fit over Tommy. So, and if I can mark, he pretty much says, I hate Tommy," and then he said a few other words other than that. So that is all I will give away. And Chris Stuckman did review this, and he did the whole ninja thing. It was really bad. So, comment below, subscribe if you want, and thank you for watching.